Hey, what's up everyone? This is Neil Henderson from Prospect Snow and Wake. I'm here to tell you about the DIY at-home ski and snowboard kits that you can order from us that give you a ready-to-press ski and snowboard core that is assembled up until the point that it's ready to press, so you can do this at home as easily as possible. So the thing that we include is a bit of a kit that is at the stage where it is just prior to when we actually go to put it into the press. So with that in mind, the board is already shaped. We've got multiple sizes, multiple riding styles available. The board is already profiled down to the correct thickness and flex patterns that are the best for most riders. And the other things like edges and sidewalls are already attached. Now this kit is designed to offer all of the materials except for you'll need to include your own epoxy and you'll need to build your own mold for pressing this. As far as the mold goes, we can actually give you a digital file of a mold that we already know that works, and then you just have to make multiple copies of that to create your mold. Also, before we dig into this, do know that we acknowledge that these are a little light on instructions, and that's because there's just so many factors involved with building these things. So your responsibility is to know some of the ins and outs of how skis and snowboards are built. So in order to learn, YouTube is of course a great resource, but also you should take a look at skibuilders.com. They've got some forums on there that will answer just about every question you can possibly have about ski and snowboard building. Also, one good group to follow on Facebook is Snowboard Builders. They just kind of follow you can follow projects that other people are doing, see some of the questions that they have, and get questions answered for yourself as well. So, what's included in the kit is, again, the ready-to-press snowboard. We also have an unshaped snowboard that we can ship without profiling and without shaping as well. This one that's ready to go out in particular has the sidewalls already attached, the drills already drilled, or the inserts already drilled rather, and then it comes with a clear base. This is a standard build kit, not the Pro Series. The Pro Series probably will come with black for the base because that's a race base. The edges are already attached. Basically, we hand bend those and super glue those on. And the one thing to note is that at this state, the core and the base are not at a very durable condition. Not until we actually get this thing built is it going to be durable. So you want to be pretty careful with it. It's definitely easy to crack some of the stringers in the core. It's easy to maybe pop the edge off of the base, but all can easily be just glued right back on with a very neat small amount of glue. If you crack one of the stringers on the core, a little bit of hot glue works really well. If you pop the edge off, a little bit of super glue and just a hand clamp right back into place works well there too. Some notes as far as handling this core. You don't want to get really any oils from your skin on the plastics. So as I pick it up, I am not touching the plastics. You'll also want to wipe down the plastics with some denatured alcohol. And then in a very separate instance, because denatured alcohol is flammable, do not have flames near the denatured alcohol, please. You'll also want to do a corona treatment. And a corona treatment is just when you pass a flame over the plastics. That corona treatment, it changes the surface of the plastics chemically so that it makes it easier for the epoxy to bond into. Again, Ski Builders is a great resource to learn more about that, to make and that will make a stronger ski or snowboard. So when you get your kit, this is kind of how it comes, and it comes with more parts. But right now the base is actually attached to the core, and when you pick it up, you'll want to pick it up nearby where you see the two dowel, or what we call locator pins. It's okay to pick it up on the outside, but you just don't want to pick it up kind of recklessly, again, because they can break off. If they break off, it's really easy to put back together with a little bit of hot glue and just press them right down. You want to just make sure that the core is centered up. So in order to pop those pins loose, what you can do is just put your fingers right under the core, and you should be able to just pretty gently take either, like this is a 3/8 inch dowel, or a screwdriver works really well, or like a flat bolt works well that's like less than 3/8 of an inch. I'm just going to push the locator pins down, and those are glued onto the base so that they won't move. Purpose of those is that when you go to lay this up, you have to have the core away from it so that you can put epoxy down here and you can put the first layer of fiberglass down. And so then when you go to put this together, then you're actually going to go back and you're going to lay the core over those locator pins. It's also really important that this core is noted with an N, that's for nose. That stays on the nose end of the board. And then usually we'll have something indicating the nose end of the base as well. But you just what you don't want to do is accidentally flip this core over, because it's all spaced together, or kind of pieced together correctly for spacing. So now that we got our core taken off, we also include 24 inserts for a 12-pack under each foot. So these inserts, that's probably out of focus, but these inserts are are actually snowboard inserts, and we have these pre-drilled and pre-countersunken to fit right in. So you can just press those in with your hand. You don't need an arbor press. You don't need to press these super hard in. Just a little hand press in is all that you need to get those in. And as a matter of fact, if they don't necessarily even want to stay in, just a small bead of super glue or hot glue right in there, and then push it in with the hot glue, and it'll stay put. The next thing that we also include are pre-shaped tip fill. And so this is just a piece of, it's essentially base material, and that goes onto the end of your core. So when you lay up, you can either put these at the end of the core while you lay up, or what you can also do is you can actually put a bead of hot glue around the inside and then connect it to the top or to the outside of your core as well. That's kind of what we like to do. These are also noted with nose and tail as well. That ensures like the proper fitment for those guys. So basically, to get this ready to press for yourself, you're going to put the inserts in. You're going to put the tip fill on. You're going to Corona treat or flame treat the plastics. That includes the sidewall and the base. And then we're just going to make sure that we have the rest of the parts. So when you actually go to do your layup, then some of the other parts that are included with this kit this is BDS. So this is for the standard kit. You get enough of this to kind of go around the metal edge. That goes in the layer between the metal edge and the first layer of fiberglass. and it just goes all the way around the circumference. You're going to lay it down as neatly as possible. So when you do the tips, you maybe just cut these into maybe 2-inch sections, but when you do the side cut area, then you just need one long strip will do just fine. The fiberglass that you get with the boards is a 19-ounce triaxial fiberglass, and so enough for you put this on the top and bottom of the core. You know, if we really essentially dumb down what we're doing here, we're fiberglassing this wood to make a reinforcement. That's exactly what a ski or snowboard is doing, and this stuff is the premium stuff. It's not like it's not just some random Chinese manufacturer. This is what the overwhelming majority of ski and snowboard brands use in their production level snowboards. Also, for top sheet, you get this. With the standard build kit, you get a coax PBT. So it's a white material. It's got a fleece back, so it's actually really, really easy to work with. You know, if you want to do artwork, a Sharpie actually works really, really well. For us, we actually have to heat transfer digital prints into this. And so if you just by chance have that option, some t-shirt makers can do prints like that. But I think for the grand scope of what we're doing, a Sharpie actually works really, really well. We also offer a pro build kit. So when we do a pro build kit, then we actually offer a clear top sheet as well. So this has a bit of a protective layer on it right now. But when you actually when the board is finished, you remove the protective layer. The stuff is totally clear so that you can see the wood core. You can also design this with your own paint on the inside. However, if you do that, you'll want to use a pretty durable epoxy paint. Check out Nasdar paints. They have an ADE line of paints that works pretty well. I definitely would not use like a house paint. That is not nearly strong enough for skis and snowboards. And to some degree, same with like a spray paint. They just don't have quite enough like adhesion. So definitely like an epoxy paint. So one more thing with the pro build kits, you also get more VDS. So with a pro build kit, you get enough VDS for over the edge, and then under the first layer of fiberglass. But then you also get enough for 3 layers. So you also get enough for under the sidewall and on top of the sidewall. So what that does is that makes a stronger board, and then it also makes a more damp riding, better riding board. With the Pro Kit, we also actually offer carbon fiber toe, so that you can lay down carbon fiber however, like whatever arrangement that you want. So for us, we put like a V from the inside of the inserts out to the effective edge. Some free ride boards, you can put stringers all the way down the length. You know, like Sage Kotzenberg, I think he puts like an X between the bindings. You could also put it all the way down, like a big X all the way down the board. A couple different options for you there. So, as far as epoxy options, there's a couple different options that allow you to buy. The epoxy that we use is definitely like a commercial grade, designed for skis and snowboards, and designed for the way that they get laid up. So, what you want to use, the next best options that are also kind of user friendly, is you should check out Super Sap epoxies. And if that's not easily available, then you could also check out West Systems. That might be the easiest available epoxy. And then also Forest Paints. I think they're out of Washington. They have a few ski and snowboard epoxies that you can buy with like a lower quantity. Epoxies that you don't want to use are, I think it's called fiberglass resin, or any kind of like polyester-based epoxies. If it smells like a formaldehyde, then you probably have the wrong solution. The reason being is that cracks very easy when you're riding this. It just doesn't have the same durability. So like an epoxy resin, oftentimes, I don't know what they smell like, but they smell distinctly different. The epoxy resins, they will lay up much stronger. Also, you don't want to use like a 5-minute resin. A better resin would probably be like a 24-hour resin, but anything that gives you about 1 hour of working time. So I think that's about it. I'd like to know if you guys have any other questions about building skis or snowboards. I want to offer more information for you guys. Again, we've been building skis and snowboards for 12 years. And you know, we've got a lot of things that we've tried, a lot of things that we have that we think that we do well on, and we're willing to help you out to make sure that you can build a ski or snowboard at your house. So thanks very much, guys. Again, hit the like and subscribe button if you'd like to see more videos about building skis and boards at home, and we'll be happy to help you out. Peace.